Welcome to Onesies, a podcast of one season wonders and blunders. My name's Andrew.
My name is Emily.
And we are back discussing the 1995 ABC again? Or
Is it?
CBS?
I don't know.
How do we not know this? Blank Network sitcom High Society, starring, I don't know, like 17-time Emmy Award winning Gene Smart and at least nominated for things, Mary McDonnell.
Yep.
We're on the second episode. Whose son is it anyway?
Ugh.
Was it on
CBS.
Fox? Okay.
CBS.
I was gonna say, if it was on Fox, it would make a lot more sense. It also makes sense on CBS because it is a profoundly strange, like man made show. Like there's something very manly and very Hollywood and very not like, and very theater. Like they feel the need to call out musical theater, which is not a thing that most sitcoms feel the need to do. And
Well,
yet,
it's very like wealthy New York people, right? They go to the theater.
sort of, though, but that's all that they do. They go, this one, they're at the apartment or they're at work, right?
Yeah, those are the only two. Yeah, in the office or in the apartment.
Yeah.
But they do have
So
a new set. The kitchen is a new set.
the kitchen is a new set. It's okay. They killed the baby and turned it into a kitchen. I did say last week that they were that the baby was not gonna ever be mentioned again, right? I
Yeah,
believe I did say the pregnancy wasn't gonna make it to series. Okay.
yeah,
So the show, yes, so we talked about it at length last time, but the show's called High Society, even though it's strongly inspired by the British phenom, Absolutely Fabulous. The difference one of the major differences I would imagine is that Absolutely Fabulous was written by women.
yes.
High Society is written by men who, if they don't actively hate women, don't like much about them or something. It's very strange to try to characterize the characterizations.
It is. Because again, I of course went into it with my ab fab sort of like lens, and it obviously does not meet that standard at all.
It
Let's
doesn't meet the
see.
standard of Caroline in the City.
Wow.
I said what I said. Said what I
Um,
said.
one of the writers wrote the Broadway musical adaptation of Tootsie, among
Tracks.
among other things. He also was a writer producer on Living Single, which was a much better show than this. So I keep comparing it to AbFab, and it is the campy sort of aesthetic of AbFab is not translatable with these actors, and more so in this episode than last episode. They try. Like there are scenes where Mary McDonnell being theatrical for like no reason. Um, there's the scene where they're drunk in the kitchen that you see in many, many ways on AbFab that's done so much better because they're willing to be ugly. That's the difference. On AbFab, Jennifer Saunders, Joanna Lumley, they are willing to get ugly. They're willing to smear their makeup, have wine dribble down their face, and really act stupid. And these ladies, I don't even think that they're not willing to. I just think that that doesn't translate to American television very well.
Especially not like multicam sitcoms of the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Like in some universe, there's the potential for well, I mean, they did an Ab Fab pilot, right? That you loved, right? You're like, the only thing better is the Doctor Who with Hot Boy. Um, you like that dude. You and
Paul McGann,
yeah, you and
um, Mrs.
Mrs.
Andrew.
Andrew. both can't shut the fuck up about Paul McGann when he happens to
I've
be in something. Oh, I'm
never,
sorry.
I've
It's like
never mentioned
he's
Paul
like the
McGann.
he's like the David Krumholtz of the UK or something. Okay,
Have you seen With Noel and I? You've seen With Noel and I.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. That's very good.
He was
Back to
on
this
Luther.
show.
Back to this, yeah, back to things that aren't very good, which is the true remit of this podcast. Okay. Um, so we open with okay. Also, last episode we introduced this character. So the inciting action for the series to be fancy is that Val, their old college friend, comes back and needs a place to stay because she has left her husband and she is going to have a baby. And she convinced Mary McDonnell not to abort her piece of shit little young Republican, and so Mary McDonnell is forever beholden to her, no doubt. They can all be character witnesses at his rape trial.
Yeah.
Um, so the episode opens with Mary McDonnell coming down the stairs, being very not, I mean, so Gene Smart's character is like drunk, mean, and silly.
And man
Yes,
crazy.
but we've yet to see. It's not. We're in this weird period where she's like not a proto Samantha from Sex and the City because we're not actually going to deal with her having sex with all these dudes because
Yeah.
it's still an NBC or a CBS. Oh my God, it's a CBS sitcom from the like this probably had their gave their standards and practices guys the shits for God's sake.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but Mary McDonnell, and I talked about it a little bit last time that it was very strange to see her do like a good acting move in this piece of crap. She seems even more lost in this episode
Hmm.
because like she'll be delivering expositional dialogue and you can just see her be like, why am I saying I don't really? This is my characterization? Like the scene with her mother, which
Hmm.
they throw the mom in because they're like, oh, the mom's the only thing that fucking tested well. So they throw the mom in. She's delightful. Then she leaves.
Their interaction is delightful. They're sort of like sparring back and forth,
They're
verbal
sparring
sparring
back
back
and
and forth.
forth, but it also shows a level of sort of agency for Mary McDonnell she doesn't show in the rest of the episode. It's really weird.
Yeah.
This is a really poorly written show. Like, what before Miss Marvel? Oh, um, that show had better writing than this show.
Wow.
Raising Dad had better writing than this show.
Mm.
Just like, of course it did. It was for a man by men. Okay, so young Republican needs to talk to mom about something. He will never talk to mom about anything. It'll keep getting interrupted. So maybe it's about a girl. Doesn't matter. The girl gets named a couple times, never gets mentioned again. Does
No.
not appear, even though it seems like that's a setup.
There is an AbFab episode where the daughter has a study group coming over. They're working on a project, and one of the young men is sort of handsome and attractive. And Adina sort of pushes Safi to ask him out on a date, and it doesn't end up going anywhere. And Patsy ends up sleeping with him. Anyway, whatever.
Not this show.
Not this show.
Um, so Jean Smart comes in with her new bodyguard. His name is Wolf. He is a handsome lad, I believe, according to the
According to
lady
the
folk.
show. Yeah.
According to the show, he looks like he's not really buff enough to be romance cover guy. Like he's like fit but thin. But
I don't
he
know. I was
has
actually surprised when he takes his shirt off at the end. I was like,
that he's
whoa,
a
he's more built than I thought.
I mean, I think he's a
He
Chippendales dancer.
That's
Like,
kind of what it looks like. Yeah, that's
yeah,
what it looks like.
but he's not gonna have a lot of lines. They in the first scene they introduce this bit where he repeats back things to Gene Smart. The punchline for that will be that Mary McDonald's like, you should just tell him to sleep with you. And she's like, I tried that and he ended up masturbating. And I'm just kind of like, did you block that out?
I blocked that out.
Jesus Christ, you're so lucky. It was just like, I don't even know if the laugh track knew what to do with that. But
Oh,
so
the
they
laugh
meet.
track is atrocious on this. Sorry.
Has there been any show we've watched for onesies where the laugh track has been on it? If it's had a laugh track, right? Everything we watch for this has a forced laugh track
Hmm.
by sound editors who hate their lives.
Yeah.
Um, so we meet Wolf really quickly. Mary McDonald's like not hot to trot for him, so it's going to be sort of interest. Go
But the gay assistant
in
is.
the future. We're not there yet.
Okay.
We've got to talk about Val signing Mary
Mhm.
McDonald's name
Right.
to Boy Republican's report card and something else. She's ironed his underwear for him. So, yeah, so the inciting action of the show is that this friend moves in and it's causing all sorts of trouble and presumably interesting situational comedic things. The friend does not fucking matter for this show at all. This episode, not only is she not pregnant, she's not present for
For most of it.
87% of the episode.
Yeah.
Um, she and the son have this scene together. I mean, it's a sitcom, so your level, it's a sitcom that didn't make it from CBS in the 90s. The level of acting, even from, I mean, it's very funny seeing Mary McDonnell go from this to, I mean, she did Battlestar 5 years later. Then she did Major Crimes for 8 years, like another 6 years after that. So she very much became, at least with Battlestar, sort of, she got to establish a type of TV acting
Yeah.
for the new millennium. That is not what we have here. What we have here is we have someone who she was she wasn't coming off passion fish at this point, but it wasn't that was 92, I think. So like she still was Mary McDonnell never really had a Svengali type presentation. I mean, and she was in one or two John Sayles things, but he never really Svengali'd his actresses. Um, at least not in terms of multiple performances. So it's just a very strange part from her because it's like I watch and I'm like, I know Mary McDonnell is good,
Yeah.
but I don't know that right now. It's like
Yeah.
it's erasing that memory from my brains. Whereas Gene Smart is like, not sure how to describe Gene Smart's performance. It's sort of like
It feels, I don't know. I don't know. Besides not good, I don't know.
it's
Like it
not
just,
funny, which
yeah.
is, I mean, this feels so like in the early 80s, like like lady team up shows, like they don't even have chemistry together.
They don't. And I talked about this last time about how Patsy and Adina are both like horrible people. So it makes sense that they're friends because they understand each other. They similar ideas about how the world should work. And so it makes sense that they're friends. But Mary McDonnell is put together. She is serious. She takes her job seriously. And Ellie is just this like flighty, unserious, alcoholic, whatever. And like this professional woman with a child, whatever. And then this other woman, and they don't, I don't, you never see them like having fun together. I guess in this one we kind of do, but
Well,
she seems to be reverting back to being a college kid, right?
yeah, and that's like in to as much as the show can have missed opportunities, the kitchen thing sort of will be that
Yeah.
because
It was so close to being good. I can't even like
yeah.
really,
Okay. So after we have our scene where Val oversteps and Mary McDonnell is like getting a little perplexed. Meanwhile, on the couch, Gene Smart is like, Val, you're a son stealing, you know, bitch. Why don't you kill yourself?
Yeah.
And I'm not actually kidding about the suggesting that she kill, like either she kill herself or they should kill her. Like they
It's
actually make a,
mean. It's
it's
mean.
mean, and it's like Val's just like, well, you're just a negative Nancy, and it's just
Val just plays it off like she's some Pollyanna. Mary McDonnell says nothing.
nope. Well, because
Nobody
she's too,
nobody holds her accountable for being awful. And that is just like, why would you want somebody like that in your life? I don't know. I don't understand why they're friends still.
I don't think you have enough white friends, Emily.
I don't have any
To
friends.
understand the show, to understand the show. I'm not commenting on your lack of white friends as a character flaw. I'm just saying to understand the show, you would need a lot more white friends. Though also it is just this very strange, and it comes in with the high society part of it. It comes in with the sort of sitcom presentation of wealth, I
Hmm.
guess, like until you actually had to contend with like we're shooting at mansions on the Hamptons for Sex in the City, until you started getting into actual like portrayals of it, you are just showing it on sound stages. And especially in this show, which has nothing other than work and the apartment soundstage, it does not it comes through as insincere isn't even it's down the line from insincere because the show's got no sincerity to it, so you can't, but it doesn't have any. Every scene in the show feels like the actors have just shown up to the set. It's the first time they've seen it and they're doing it. Feels like a read through.
Yeah.
It feels like a read through for something that they were like, holy shit, this was a terrible idea. Let's never film this. Certainly not if you expect to win Emmys 4 years in a row someday.
Yeah.
So we go to the office. This is where we're going to have a little bit of work talk because
Very little
David
bit.
Raish is going to come in and bitch about how people aren't working hard enough. We're going to start talking about some of the press's books. They all appear to be by. So the example they give in the first scene is they've got a Heidi Fleiss book coming out called Gardening with a Hoe, and they're all jokes like that.
Yep.
And so that'll come back during the cooking scene, which is like at this point not even on the radar for the episode. So we then are going to have David Raish bitch about how people aren't working hard enough.
And he's
Wolf,
part of the problem, we discover.
we discover he's part of the problem. Wolf is there. David Raish makes a comment, sort of a slut shamey comment for Gene Smart, which is interesting because then he turns around to head off to his massage appointment at work, and the young woman is late. We have found that out because the gay assistant comes in. Him being gay is important here because he too is taken with Wolf.
Yes.
Wolf then gets sent to the car, and then Wolf is out of the scene, except for when Gene Smart like is oogling him through the glass for a second. But we then are going to talk about how Mary McDonnell is going to dinner with her kid, but then he calls to cancel so he can go to a musical with Val. And
We get a repeat, so we don't hear the other side of the conversation, and we kind of get a repeat of a bit that happened the last time where Mary McDonnell gets a phone call. You hear her side of the conversation, and Ellie is off to the side, convinced that whatever the phone call is, it's about her. Bad bit, lose it, drop it. Let's not do this again.
but that's okay because then we're going to go back into Val is stealing my kid
Yes.
banter. Um, and then
She decides that she's going to make dinner for her son
no,
in this
first
scene,
she's
right?
no, because this is where she's going to stay up late and talk to them when they get home.
Um, I thought
Yeah,
she was like at her desk maybe the next day. She raises her hand up like, I'm going to make dinner for my son. It's very dramatic.
Yes. Um, because there is that scene where she's waiting up for them at home, and
Hmm.
then does somebody else come over first or something?
Is that when the mom comes over?
Yes, the mom comes over. They have a 3 minute scene that is literally, I'm the thing that tested the best in the pilot. Let's have a scene with me. And it's all about how,
Mary McDonald is kind of asking for her mom for advice, or maybe mom just gives the advice. We learn that she was raised by nannies, that the mom really doesn't have any experience raising children. There's a lot of jibes and barbs exchanged. It's, in my opinion, the funniest part of the show.
the mom, grandma's hilarious
Yeah, she's really funny.
for this stuff. Um, we also, and I don't know if it's come up, but there's a lot of talk about how Mary McDonald's been too much of a working mom. Now, the previous episode established that she only got this job because she took the press away from her husband,
Right,
which did not imply that she was like a lifetime working mom.
right.
So this might be a continuity change in between two,
Maybe.
because the idea is that she's been, such a distant mom from young Republican that he turned out desperate for attention. Also, I would assume that Dr. Spock does not recommend having a sexy friend try to mount your teenage son at every scene.
I don't think that, no, I don't think that is the case.
I think Dr. Spock would have probably think that that was a bad move.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Um, Especially in this show, which doesn't make it funny at all. So it's very, very strange.
Again,
The-
again, any scene with Patsy being attracted to a man of any age, she is like, I mean, it's a real life version of cartoon wolf. I mean, she is just like almost licking her lips and like being grabby. Like it's very heightened. It's very like super turned up to 11, right? And that's what makes it funny. But Jean Smart just can't. It doesn't translate the same way. I don't know why.
I mean, her heart's not in it.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, that is something to be said about, sitcoms of American sitcoms in particular, is that, like, from, the 2000s, we've seen a lot different types of, there's been a lot of respectability. I get in that. I mean, whether however respectable, but in terms of like the acting, Holly, in terms of the mainstream American acting community, you no longer have to choose between a TV and movie career. You
Yeah.
can go back and forth quite comfortably. But what it also reveals is that lots of these sitcom actors in previous years did not, and we know this, they didn't enjoy what they were doing.
No.
They were just doing it for work.
Hmm.
And so, especially when you're trying to get a pilot, you're hopeful that it's going to get better. You're hopeful things are going to change. Then they don't. And then, 20 years later, we're talking. So, like, thinking about the Jean Smart of the 21st century, where she has sort of uh, become one of the most reliable serious actors in American media, and Mary McDonald, who's not a slouch, but then
Hmm.
turning this back to this just awful CBS sitcom is disconcerting. But it
Well,
also,
that just goes to show there's all of these sitcoms that are out there. In 30 years, maybe young Sheldon will be a film, television, and theater genius. I mean, young Sheldon is successful. I guess that's different, but
yeah, no, because nobody ever finds good things. Including us. We're watching this now. Okay, so Mom comes over, they have their talk, mom leaves. Val and the son get home. They Mary McDonald tries talking to the son, but he's too tired.
Has to go to
She
school in the morning. Val
has to go to
reminds
school.
him to get up to go to bed because it's a
They
school
might
night.
establish here that yeah, Mary McDonald's like, do you want to go take a walk in the park? It's so romantic at night. And you're just like, what? Oh, yeah, there is that line where it's like, she's like, Val wants to be his mother. Gene Smart wants to screw him. What am I supposed to do?
Where do
And
I fit in
where do I
here?
fit in? I'm just kind of like,
That was gross. But
it's
they don't,
gross.
she doesn't offer to go for a walk in the park. She offers to
Oh,
take a
that's right.
carriage ride. I don't know if that is accurate, if people actually take carriage rides in New York, or if that's just something tourists do.
Maybe weird rich people will do it.
Maybe.
So yeah, and we also establish maybe in this scene that the son really wanted to see this play or this
Hmm.
musical. So it's not entirely that he just was rejecting mom. But then commercial break and she decides she's going to cook for him and Gene Smart's going to help. And there's more with Wolf. Now, the synopsis made it sound like this that said that Gene Smart and the gay assistant would be competing for Wolf.
They did
There's
in the
no,
one scene. That's
in the
it.
one scene, the next time in there in the office, Gene Smart's like
He's not
saying something
interested.
to Wolf. And then she says he's not interested because he's straight. And then the kid's
Right.
like, okay, cool, bye. I'm
And
out of the
that's it.
scene now, and
Yeah.
that's it. I'm gonna go hang out with Val. So Mary McDonald decides she's gonna cook. We probably get discussions of how she hasn't cooked in ages or something. But then Gene Smart's gonna help, and then we get this set piece that's like so close to a really good idea that I don't understand how they fuck it up because all you would have needed to do was you open with Mary McDonald bitching about pitching a book to a cooking show author, something to establish this setup where they're going to do a spoof of a cooking show down to staring into the camera that is positioned in front of the counter like it is
Yeah.
a frugal gourmet. Like it ought to be fine. It ought to be funny. This is like the type of thing that, they should have just been like, there's the set, ad lib it, you'll be fine.
Right.
Like, but that's not who these actors are. And that's not what the script is. And the director doesn't seem to remember that they're going to do this bit about the cooking show until 3 minutes into the damn scene.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of like there's a little bit about the joke cookbooks, which is
I
not
don't
very
remember any of them
funny.
because
The
none of
only one I remember is like cooking for I don't know, something about women who don't move a lot, and then it's all vegetarian, like it's all vegetables, like when
dude,
you
Sonny
used
Von Blue, Sonny Van, the Jeremy Irons, Reversal of Fortune. It was Sonny Von, whatever her name is. He put her in a coma.
mm,
That's the joke.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the only
because
thing. Like it was
yeah,
like
there are a couple other like pop culture references, and I didn't recognize the names, so I assumed they were in the New York theater in the '90s.
yeah, I recognized a little bit, but I don't remember
It's a
off the top
very
of my head.
weird pop
But
culture referencing.
if you watch Ab Fab, they do that a lot. Like I
Okay.
said, if you watched it, I think you'd like it. I think you'd find it funny, but the references might escape you. They escaped me when I was 15 years old watching it on Comedy Central. I still fucking loved it. And now I know more about it. But it sort of establishes that they're in this community where they recognize people, right? Like New York people. Um in AbFab they're in the fashion industry, so it's a little bit more like designers and famous people who wear designer clothes, stuff like that. So it's a little bit more accessible if you're not living in that world. But yeah.
So cooking does not go well. They get drunk. They don't know how to cook chicken. Um, that's
They're
about it.
making
They have
weird.
a
They're trying to do physical comedy. They're really, really trying, but it's not them doing it. They're doing it to the chicken. It's like a whole chicken
yeah.
without the head. And they're like, I don't know, pouring vodka in it and all of this stuff. Uh, I don't know. It's not very funny.
No,
And then do we go to a commercial scene or did it just cut to them sitting in the sink
I don't remember. But
where
yeah, so
they're with their little baby legs sticking out. They've given up cooking. Their legs are kind of sticking up over the counter. They're drunk. Um, Dot is wearing Ellie's hat again, like 1940s, very colorful hat, fascinator, very
yeah.
weird. Like her again, her wardrobe is very odd. Um, and I think that's when Val comes in,
And it's
and
like,
Val is like, "What are you doing?" Gives them the what for. Well, no. Uh Dot gives her the what for. You're trying to steal my son, blah 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 blah. I can't believe you would do this to me after I've let you stay in my home. Again, I was sort of half waiting for her to get a job at the publishing company, but that hasn't happened yet. She's keeping house though. Like she's being the one who's cleaning up. So then she gives them the business about how she now has to clean up their mess after they couldn't even cook a chicken. And does she might even apologize. I
not
don't know.
yet, because first she's gonna say maybe I should just leave, which I bet is what is gonna happen every single episode until she does just leave. And she's like, I should just leave. And Mary McDonnell's speechless. Gene Smart's like, fucking get out of here. I hope you fucking die in the elevator shaft. That'd be
I hope
fucking
as soon
funny.
as you leave this building, you're murdered on the street.
That'd be so funny. Like, it's incredibly just like,
She's a monster.
I
She's
don't know. I'll have to keep my eye out for next time. I don't actually know if Val's like in two shots with Gene Smart during those deliveries, because I'm like, this is nasty enough stuff that you'd be like, I mean, maybe you shouldn't say that directly to someone's face. Like,
it was bad.
yeah. So do they go out into the living room? There's some
No,
resolution,
the
right?
the son comes in
Yeah.
too and asks them what they're doing. And then maybe they leave together and go into the living room space, whatever. But the son finally admits to his mom that he was feeling ignored and that while he does like hanging out with Val, he was really just doing it to make his mom jealous. And she gives him a pat on the back for manipulating her.
Yep. And that's it. And then Val's like, I'm gonna fucking stay. And
And
Gene
then
Smart's
Wolf
like,
comes in. Wolf comes
oh
in.
God, that's right. Wolf comes in. Maybe
Gene
I fell
Smart
asleep.
Gene Smart fires him
She fires him for not fucking her.
for not fucking her. And he says, finally, we're not supposed to like have personal relationships with our employers. But now, and then he like rips his shirt off. He's like, now I want to fuck you. Not in those words, because CBS. And she's like, nope, too late. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yep. She's like,
This doesn't
I'm not
read. This
into it
doesn't
anymore.
track. This doesn't track. And then he's like,
We gotta
fine. And
protract it. Yep.
no, yeah. He's like, fine. And then he leaves. What should be a funny moment is not funny. For whatever reason, Jean Smart cannot land these jokes
Yep.
because she is funny. We know that she's funny. She, she's like, well, maybe I can just take him down the elevator. And she chases after him. But she comes back like 2 seconds later. Should have been funny. Joanna Lumley could make it funny.
And there's basically the wrap up. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Next week, we will be watching episode 3 of this show with the highest ratings of the season. No, highest number of viewers so far, but not the highest of the season, the second highest, which is wild.
Okay.
Um, Sleeping with the Enemy.
Oh, good. Okay.
Ellie tries to reunite Val with her husband, Mitchell. Her
Who
estranged
plays the
husband,
husband?
Mitchell.
Spoil it for me.
I don't think it's on here. It's not on here. It's not who, I don't think it's who you think it is.
I don't think it's Bostwick. Bostwick's going
It's
to be
not
the ex.
Bostwick.
Bostwick's the ex-husband of Mary McDonnell, I
Yeah,
bet.
it's not Bostwick. It's not Bronson Pinchot. It's not, yeah, Tom Arnold. So it might just be some.
Oh, it is Robert Klosser.
Oh,
What's amusing is he was on a show with Tom Selleck. He didn't just steal his mustache. So I would just assume that this is just some shitty ex-husband type, of which there were plenty of in the 80s and the
yeah.
90s and stuff.
And I bet there's going to be, because apparently Ellie dated him, remember, before Val? And I bet there'll be
Oh God, that's right.
something there.
Gross. Okay,
Sleeping with
great.
the Enemy, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
great. All right.
Well, I can't wait to watch it and to talk about it with you next week, Andrew.
I agree with half of that.
I will see you in television land.
See you in television land.